Hello. I want to talk about something that was on, that was an issue or something that was mentioned on Stickam a while ago, which is the phrase that I wrote down was fighting for the spot in the machine as it falls, which I thought was a pretty cool way of putting it, because I've had that kind of in my mind for a while. It's kind of ridiculous. I was laughing about it a while ago, and now I'm kind of just sad about it, but not in a bad way, just in a weird way. It's just so funny to see your own your genotype family, your direct family, and it's suffering. It's to watch the suffering of your own kin over this, maybe losing their jobs or working tirelessly and monotonously for just no point. I mean, my own father says death would be, or eternal life would be terrible, because who wants to do this their whole, who wants to do this forever? That's terrible. The problem isn't the fact that we have these jobs and things, it's the monotony. It's the constant repetition, it's the ritual that gets us down. I really take my origins from people like Bruce Lee and Jiddu Krishnamurti, who was his kind of mentor in philosophy. And suffering is the key to finding beauty, and suffering really is the key to having beauty on the inside. The phrase "beauty is in the eye of the beholder" is literal. It is in you. The eye of the beholder contains or is love, or is beauty. Beauty does not exist unless it exists in you through the objects you're observing. So, to have this, if the world suffers, you suffer. The idea that I am in you and you are in me, it holds true when we realize that to change profoundly oneself is the equivalent of changing the entire world. If you're someone who's lazy and does nothing, or I should say, if you're somebody who's lazy and has no interest in the world at large, no desire to either participate, or has no interest as far as understanding or discovery, if you have none of that in you, to change that in you is to change that in everyone, collectively, at once. That's how much power it takes to radically change something, as especially as rigid as we can get. It's dramatic. It is it is impressive. But if it's possible for one person to do it, it's possible for the entire world. And it is something that can't necessarily happen all at once, unless by some catalyzing event. It has to come about in stages, and it has. And this change of the entire species of humankind is like a lifetime. Of course, that phenomena exists in a longer time span than one human being. So it takes longer to grow up, as it were, to enlightenment. So eventually, though, it will happen. If it happens, if it has happened to you, if it has happened to me, if it has happened to anyone, it can happen to the entire world. The problem is, and especially as it gets closer and closer to the abolition of the current paradigm, we have to stop being the domesticated animals that we are. We have to stop fighting for a place at the trough. We have to start fighting to break the fences that hold us in. And these fences aren't physical boundaries. So they're much more difficult to break down. But they will inevitably have to be, lest they become more secure, lest the enslavement or lest the domestication become more thorough, and freedom may become a dead word, or even worse, a meaningless, trivial word. I guess that's the end of what I wanted to say. But, yeah, I think you could all agree that, this is nonsense that sounds cool. Peace out.